We're in the middle of a storm shaking up the courts and behind the scenes of the league. Caitlin Clark has been killing it on the court and causing a real whirlwind in the WNBA. But not everyone seems to be on board with the Clark hype train. Team USA's coach, Cheryl Reeve, continues to avoid commenting on the impressive performances of the rookie. Tension is in the air now, and the consequences could be huge for the future of women's basketball in the United States. Clark has dominated the stats, broken records, and drawn crowds like never before in the WNBA. But this meteoric rise is creating waves that go far beyond the courts. Are we witnessing a real-time conflict that could affect Team USA's selection for the Olympics and upcoming international competitions? Like this video and subscribe to the channel to follow the unfolding developments of this story. First, we have to talk about Caitlin being the undisputed favorite for the Rookie of the Year award this season. The Indiana Fever rookie is leaving everyone in awe with her performance on the court. Clark is not just leading among rookies, she's dominating in almost every major statistical category. Points, assists, steals, Clark is at the top. And we're not talking small margins here. The difference is so stark that it's rewriting expectations for players in their first WNBA season. Let's remember that game against Cheryl Reeve and the Dallas Wings, where Caitlin scored 24 points and 19 assists in a single match. Think about that for a second. She's not just scoring like a machine, she's also making her teammates shine. It's the kind of stats we usually see from veteran players in the prime of their careers, not a rookie. And it doesn't stop there. Clark is also leading in efficiency. Her shooting percentages, including three-pointers and free throws, are at an elite level. She's not just playing a lot, she's playing smart and efficiently. The only area where Clark doesn't lead among rookies is in rebounds. But even so, she's the best among guards in that department. It's like she's playing chess while the others are playing checkers. These numbers aren't just impressive, they're historic. Clark is on track to have one of the best rookie seasons in WNBA history. And the most incredible part? She makes it look easy. But not everyone is applauding. Fans and analysts are amazed, but some important voices in women's basketball seem a bit uncomfortable. Let's take a look at the controversy forming around Clark and how it could affect the future of women's basketball in the US. While Caitlin is setting the courts on fire, a silent storm is brewing behind the scenes. And at the center of this storm is none other than Cheryl Reeve, the head coach of the Minnesota Lynx and, more importantly, the coach of Team USA. Recently, after that stellar performance by Clark against the Lynx, something unusual happened. Reeve, known for her candor and detailed analyses, simply refused to comment on Clark's game. Total silence. In a league where praise for emerging talents is the norm, this silence is deafening. But why is this so significant? Well, Reeve isn't just a WNBA team coach. As the coach of Team USA, she plays a crucial role in forming the team that will represent the United States in international competitions. And with the Olympics approaching, every word, or the lack of them, counts. This silence raises serious questions. Is Reeve having trouble separating her role with the Lynx from her responsibilities with Team USA? Or is there something deeper going on here? Reeve's reluctance to acknowledge Clark's obvious talent is causing a buzz among fans, players, and analysts. Some argue that this could be a sign of resistance to changes in the established dynamics of women's basketball in the US. Others question if there are legitimate concerns about how Clark's style of play would fit into Team USA's structure. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the stark contrast between Clark's reception by the public and this apparent hesitation from the inner circles of basketball. While arenas buzz with the energy Clark brings, there seems to be a disconnect behind the scenes. But this won't derail the Rookie of the Year race. As expected, it's generating some heated discussions. Let's be direct. Clark is the undisputed favorite for the award right now. Her numbers are so impressive that some analysts are already putting her in the MVP conversation, something almost unheard of for a rookie. But not everyone is comfortable with this narrative. Angel Reese from the Chicago Sky has been making waves with a solid season. Reese, known for her physical play and skill in the paint, is leading among rookies in rebounds. Some fans and analysts argue that Reese's contribution, although less flashy than Clark's, deserves more recognition. This debate has led to some controversial suggestions. There were proposals to split the award between Clark and Reese, but this suggestion was quickly criticized by many who argue it would devalue the award and ignore Clark's clear advantage in nearly all statistics. The Rookie of the Year discussion is exposing a larger tension within the league. Some veterans, although impressed with Clark's talent, have expressed concerns about the disproportionate attention she is receiving. There's a feeling among some players that the intense focus on Clark might be overshadowing other stories and talents in the league. A'ja Wilson, the current MVP and one of the most respected voices in the WNBA, acknowledged Clark's impact, but also made sure to remind everyone that the league is full of exceptional talent. Wilson emphasized the importance of celebrating all players who are raising the game's level. This situation puts the WNBA in a delicate position. On one hand, the hype around Clark is bringing unprecedented attention to the league. On the other, there's a genuine concern about maintaining a balance and ensuring other talented players are not left out of the season's narrative. As the Rookie of the Year debate continues, a larger question looms over the league. How will all this drama affect Team USA's formation for upcoming international competitions? Let's dive into the complications and potential consequences of this situation for American women's basketball on the global stage. Team USA's selection for the upcoming international competitions, including the Olympics, is becoming an increasingly delicate issue. With Caitlin Clark's exceptional performance in the WNBA, many fans and analysts expect to see her wearing the American team's colors. However, Cheryl Reeve's apparent reluctance to comment on Clark raises worrying questions. Recently, Team USA had an underwhelming performance in the WNBA All-Star Game, allowing over 60 points in the paint and showing defensive weaknesses. This disappointing performance has only increased scrutiny over Reeve's and the selection committee's choices. The absence of players who had notable performances in the All-Star Game from Team USA's list is also causing controversy. Many question whether selections are being made based on current merit or if other factors are influencing decisions. Clark's case is particularly intriguing. Her ability to create plays, shoot from long distance, and elevate her teammates seems to align perfectly with the international style of play. However, her inexperience in international competitions could be seen as a risk factor. There are also political and marketing considerations. Clark has proven to be a media sensation, capable of attracting new fans and increasing interest in women's basketball. Her inclusion in Team USA could bring unprecedented attention to the team in international competitions. On the other hand, established veterans and regular Team USA members might feel threatened by this new wave of talent. Balancing experience with the potential of new talents is a challenge that Reeve and the selection committee face. The final decision on Team USA's composition will have implications beyond the courts. It will send a message about the values and priorities of American women's basketball. Will the team opt for a more conservative approach, relying on experienced players? Or will it embrace the wave of change represented by Clark and other standout rookies? What I think is that Caitlin is literally changing the game, both on and off the court. The energy when Clark is on the court is incredible. Fans are packing the arenas, many of them wearing the Indiana Fever's number 22 jersey. What's interesting is that this isn't just happening at home games. Even when the Fever plays away, the crowd goes wild every time Clark touches the ball. It's like every game is a special event. But the Clark phenomenon doesn't stop in the stands. The WNBA is seeing a significant increase in TV viewership and social media engagement. A recent All-Star game broke viewership records, reaching 3.34 million viewers. And it's no coincidence that Clark was in the spotlight. This surge in interest is having a ripple effect. The league is now in a stronger position to negotiate new media rights, which could mean more exposure and, crucially, more revenue for the WNBA and its players. Speaking of revenue, Clark is already proving her value off the court as well. She recently signed a significant deal with Nike, a move that not only benefits Clark, but also elevates the profile of the entire league. This is opening doors for other players to secure better contracts and sponsorships. The Clark effect is also influencing the league's future. The WNBA announced plans for 2 new expansion teams in the next 2 years. This decision is not isolated. It's a direct reflection of the growth and renewed interest that players like Clark are bringing to the sport. But perhaps the most profound impact of Clark is in inspiring the next generation. Young basketball players now have a new star to look up to, someone who's proving it's possible to dominate the game with skill, intelligence, and charisma. Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's redefining what it means to be a superstar in women's sports. But what do you think of all this? Has Caitlin Clark really brought a new face to the league? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. See you soon.